In this episode, I'm sailing into the second busiest ship lane in the world and doing something I rarely do, anchor at night. After my non-stop passage from Martinique to Panama, I finally docked in Shelter Bay at the entrance of the Panama Canal. I'm also picking up my sewing machine that has been stored here for a while after I bought it from a friend. It's land hoy! Yay! Panama! In the previous episode I could see land, however I still have 60 nautical miles to reach Shelter Bay Marina. San Blas is not far away now and I could reach it just before it gets dark. It's a beautiful place I have visited a few times before, but I have some spare parts on board I brought with me from Martinique, making B3 feel like a cargo ship for lots of friends in needs waiting in Shelter Bay for my arrival. So a stop at San Blas might not be that popular after my slow sail down here. Also, navigation in these waters is best done in daylight with the sun in your back. So for now it have to be left with the memories from last time I was there. And I don't know if I will have time to visit this beautiful region again this time. But then again, sailors write their schedule on the sand at low tide. But first of all, I have to reach Colon district before making any new plans. And nothing brings a bigger smile on my face than being greeted by dolphins as I'm entering Panamanian territorial waters. And it's time for lunch. Prosciutto, ham and cheese and pesto. It's not going fast, it's going super slow, but it's a beautiful day, so I mean it's impossible to complain on this. So after I made my final decision to start the engine and planning my arrival at night in Shelter Bay Marina, there was a great opportunity to treat myself with some home-baked chocolate lava cake. I'm using my Omnia baking concept for this as it's very energy efficient, only sitting on the stove using one flame adjusted to the lowest. After 15 minutes it's normally done with a soft core and crisp outside. When sailing, I actually make quite a lot of different and nice food to myself, even though I have not shared much of this here. I also do bake cakes and bread as well. However, I can promise you this was really good, and even topped it up with vanilla ice cream after the first test bite. Making pizza on board is something I have showed earlier. Even though it's on the lower end of my complexity scale, it works well from sunny calm days like this to more rough weather. As a solo sailor, I still need food, even when it's getting way more heavy weather than this cozy sailing. I'm not a big fan of noodles, so I always have some half-fabricated or pre-made super easy dishes in my deep freezer, like fried chili beef or similar, making anything from taco tortillas that taste unbelievable in stormy weather. But with these calm seas, I can even enjoy my bakery. I'm spending some time to look at the clouds and trying to make a strategy for the next hours to rest, as I already know it will be quite intense the last 8 hours or so before I can drop my anchor. It's mostly at night weather gets crazy around here, so I'm trying to predict what to expect. Also, I'm gonna enter the second most trafficked waters in pitch black dark night. Even though I try to squeeze out some speed to be maneuverable, I know how to start my engine. And I need some sleep and rest before the last part, as it's going to be busy. And out of nowhere I got some wind to keep me sailing, and I could shut down the engine for a while. My route goes straight through this weather, where the clouds now are consolidating. I don't want to be under this when it gets dark and the activity starts. So I'm pointing towards Linton Bay and gonna go closer to shore. This also means I'm starting to get much more traffic, and luckily the timing is perfect as I'm already used to stay awake during the night. My estimated time of arrival to Shelter Bay is now 3 hours earlier than expected as I have a nice sunset breeze. But soon I have no choice and will have to go by engine. Being in no rush, I can run super economic as it doesn't make any difference arriving even a few hours earlier. It will still be dark. And of course this is Panama during the rain season, so I'm guaranteed to have lightning and even electrostorms. But now I'm almost there and I have been really lucky with the weather so far. The last 5 nautical miles I'm already timing my entering through the gate into the big anchorage. And I have called the Cristobal signal station to let them know about my intentions and that I'm going to anchor inside. Yeah, Cristobal signal station, be free responding. Thank you, sir, for... The Panama Canal is the world's second busiest shipping lanes, making the entrance on each side something to be prepared for. And communicating with the traffic control is not only mandatory here, but also quite helpful, getting a place in the queue between all the ships. The traffic separation zone stretches out 25 nautical miles northeast from the entrance, and as normal the separation zones and the direction for in- and outgoing ships are well marked in the map. Understanding this is easy, and so is staying away from the traffic. The real challenge starts when getting closer and finding an opening between all the ships for me to enter, and this night it was really busy here. Normally I never go into anchorage after sunset, but here it's so easy and I have been here several times before, so I know exactly where to anchor. And in worst case I could always go into the marina as well. But I did not want to disturb anyone with my late arrival, and anchoring is faster and I can get some sleep. And once again, Be Free is docked at the same spot as last time 2 years ago. So I had my sleep. I arrived last night, anchored outside of Shelter Bay in the bay, inside the breaker walls. So I come in here this morning, I had a nice sleep, rest a little after my sail, but I feel really rested. I mean, it's not that long sail, but still only 20 minutes sleep, and then check everything, 20 minutes, check everything. So, but I feel surprisingly well rested. And now it's so hot, so I have prepared, I'm gonna go to the swimming pool and have a nice swim. But I'm done. I clean up my boat because it's always a little bit messy after a long sail. Now it's clean, nice and tidy. So yeah, I'm ready to go. One of the life-saving qualities here is the swimming pool. So at least it's possible to cool off a bit when it's too hot. Marinas is never a good place to jump in the water, and here it used to be another good reason to stay away from this. More precise, the crocodiles that lived in this marina. Unfortunately, they were killed not long time ago, which I think is a bit sad. They harmed no one and was kind of an attraction in sort of natural habitat. During my comfortable sail from Martinique to Panama, I also had plenty of time to edit videos, so it was not much I needed to do to have the first episode from my Caribbean crossing ready. However, being in Panama means you constantly have to pay attention to the weather. At least never leave hatches open or, like here, my Mac, as it changes fast from sunshine to rain. And as I have pointed out a few times already, being in Panama now means lots of rain and electrostorms. Oh, shit. So I'm gonna pick up my sewing machine later to fix some leaks on my Bimini. But first I have to clear into the country, and you can do it all here in this marina, both customs and immigration. So clearing in procedure here in Panama is pretty complicated. Compared to French islands where you can do everything yourself and only pay 5 euros, it's quite a contrast to this. Latin countries just loves papers and stamps. It's just too funny and it takes hours to do, but at least they are pretty friendly and helpful here. Who would know it should take 2 years to be back here, and a year ago I bought a sewing machine from a friend that was here and sold his boat. So now I'm really looking forward to see it and to get this machine on board be free. That'd be if I have the right keys and numbers to the locker. And as a bonus, he left a lot of extra equipment and things I could need for future projects. And the machine is the famous sailor-friendly brand Sailrite that can stitch anything from canvas to sails, even without electricity. So it's for sure a bit weird to be back here, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you haven't already, I'm really happy to see you subscribe. Then there's not much more to say than all the best, stay safe, take care, cheers!
Things are moving.